Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. In yesterday's video, I briefly discussed how Robby Robinson is the actual logo for the Mr. Olympia, not Joe Weider. A couple of you guys were interested in hearing the full story. So luckily for us, Robby Robinson and Dorian Yates actually did a podcast discussing this in full. I will link it in the description below. So initially, I was just looking to, talk about how Robby Robinson is really the bust for Joe Weider. But once I got deeper into this, I found out a little bit more about Joe Weider. So in the first clip, Dorian Yates is going to discuss how Joe Weider used to get his face photoshopped onto other people's bodies and would try to act like it was him. Even back into the 1940s, Weider was called out, and he was called out to a physique competition, because people didn't believe the pictures of him. They thought they were edited. They also said the Weider brothers used to wear shoulder pads in pictures. Very, very odd. However, Joe never responded to any of these accusations, but who knows, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
There was an incident with the bust of Joe Weider that basically used your physique, right, and put his head on it. And I know that story, and it's funny because Joe is a character, man. I went to his office, and he wanted to show me these pictures of himself when he was younger, and his physique and everything. So he showed me these pictures, and they're not impressive or nothing. Then he shows me one picture, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, he got this most muscular pose, and he looked real thick and muscular and everything. I'm like, wow, yeah, Joe, you look great there, yeah. And then I saw Peter McGough. You remember Peter? He was the editor of Flex and Muscle and Fitness. So Peter was in the office, and he's like, how did it go with Joe? I said, yeah, it's cool, man. Everything's good. And he showed me some pictures of himself. I said, they weren't so good, but hey, I saw this one picture of Joe, and he looked really good, and this and that. And he looked thick and muscular. It was pretty impressive. So Peter said, oh, is it this picture? It's like this and that. I said, yeah, that's the one. He said, no, that's not Joe Weider. That's Clancy Ross. He put his head on Clancy Ross's picture and showed to people that that's his physique. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. This guy has got all the magazines. It's worth millions and millions. He's got this whole empire, but yet he still really would want to be a bodybuilder.
Came to me with the whole thing of it. People don't realize it was supposed to have been Arnold's body with the boss.
Okay.
That's why Arnold moved his bus to Columbus, Ohio. That's what the whole thing was supposed to have been. Joe Weider's head on Arnold's body, but Arnold didn't go for it. I went for it because he told me that, it would be your bust in my office, in my Hall of Fame. I'm dumb, young and dumb. And I took him, for that. My lady friend at that point, she was pissed. She thought that was just a horrible thing to do. And she thought from the beginning that my body was being used as his boss. And so I sit there for 7 days, every day for hours. And this guy came in with the scapular and captured every line, every lump, every split in the muscle. My head was on it. My Fu Manchu.
Yeah, I remember that.
The whole thing
Afro
was on it. And then when we went to the unveiling, my lady friend was there, I was there, and we were sitting there, and he comes up on the stage and he unveils it, and his head is on it.
So you had no idea up to that point that was going to happen, right?
Everybody was with me. They go, Robby, what happened to your head? Because we had taken pictures already of it, right?
Yeah.
And then when we saw his head on it, everybody said, well, this guy stole your body. He wants to have that physique like you got. That's what it was. Yeah. He wanted his goal was not really to be a publisher. He wanted to be a bodybuilder. That's what I
found that pretty curious. That I'm kind of looking at him and thinking, wow, this guy, I admire him because he built this whole empire and everything. But what he really wanted, he would have given all that up just to being a bodybuilder,
just
really,
to
right?
be on that, yeah. And that's when I realized that the situation was like very grave. When I went to take it to court, nobody wanted the case. I mean, you're talking about a multi-millionaire here.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to handle that case. And if I went through the course with the case, I would have to pay his lawyer fees.
So there we have it, the story of the Joe Weider bust, courtesy of Robby Robinson himself. Now, it was said that Robby actually won the 1976 Mr. Universe, Joe approached him and was like, I want you to be immortalized. I want to have this bronze statue of you next to Larry Scott and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, of course, Robby Robinson went for it. He said he sat there for 7 days, hours on hours. Actually, his head was on it. So, Joe Weider probably had to go through a lot of work to take off Robby's head and replace it with his own. And as you guys heard, once it was revealed, everyone was shocked. No one knew about this. Robby thought that it was going to be him. He thought Joe Weider was being genuine, but yeah. And as you guys heard Dorian Yates mention, Joe Weider did show him photoshopped images, and that was actually on the body of Clarence Ross, and he was trying to pass them off for himself. But Peter McGough, may he rest in peace, actually told Dorian, the true story. So Joe Weider had all this money, the censor of an amazing company, the Olympia brand. We have to respect him as always, but he still wanted to be a bodybuilder, and potentially would have gave all that up just to have an incredible physique. But this was a very interesting story, and it was interesting to know that, Weider used to put his head on other people's bodies. The whole Mr. Olympia logo isn't even Joe Weider, man. It is Robby Robinson, and somehow Robby was never able to capture a title. Politics, man, politics. Makes me upset just a little bit, but maybe a lot. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and I'm out.